Yeah, I am the king of the E. Hey, get it cool like the DJ. Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this special episode of SportsCasters Media. I am your host, Emma Houghton, along with my co-host, Julia Santos, and we're joined, as always, with our analysts, Matthew Anderson, Sterling Harris, and our founder, Chris Lyles Jr. So, SportsCasters Media is brought to you, as always, by our sponsors, Rel's Revenge, and official Slim Dev Music. And today we have something really special for you guys. As our season 1 concludes, we're going to do a reaction video today. So we have special clips from episodes 1 to 10 of season 1, and we're going to do some improv on each of these clips, some of our best highlights of season 1, just as we talk back to you guys, just a real loose conversation, looking back on our funniest moments in season 1. So let's get right into it. Super happy to have you guys here as always. And let's take a look back at season 1.
Honestly, it looks like a rich person's own gym. That's what it looks like.
We're talking about the NBA bubble, by the way.
They made a court, put it inside of a legit dome. Well, I'm sorry, courts. Put it inside of a legit dome.
So I understand now that I definitely
So I think that's different.
Get it described as right.
It was weird seeing the courts being assembled in a ballroom.
Talk about the censoring of
that was unusual.
Players and what they say while they're on the court. Granted, if you want to get to the real deal of basketball, you might want to add that in. I mean, granted, we didn't. I just feel like them censoring it is just taking away the full effect of basketball.
We talking about them cussing.
Yeah, I was more like censorship, but yeah, we're figuring out what they were saying and stuff.
Man, they should have let Melo say what he wanted to say, man.
I mean,
I was about to say, you used to hear Carmelo, even his stuff. That don't never stop.
You can't tell me you just watched The Last Dance with Michael Jordan and then think he didn't curse not once on that court.
That's a good point.
It's like, I want people to understand.
The Last Dance was a long time ago.
This is not a rated T or rated E for everyone. That's not basketball. So, just making sure that we stay true to the game, even though COVID.
Hot dog, I'm still talking.
The one thing
Talk for a little minute on this
is the real deal thing.
Don't you love hearing your own voice?
Fans, but at least they
dope.
I hate it.
Based on the bubble, we'll have each of the 22 teams will play 8 seeding games to determine playoff standings with the possible play-in series between number 8 and 9 seed.
And Matt was zooming through that, ain't it?
When Matt was breaking it down for real.
Then we'll fall to the regular playoff format. So that's some of the background of how it's going to work. Hey, look forward to whenever Carmelo Anthony gets the rebound.
Boom.
He gets always a little thing. And then he gets
I'm excited for that, man.
So anytime you see Carmelo going up for your board, parents, if you're listening, you should listen. If not, tell parent to listen. Hit the mute button. We're going to get back to going. Unmute it. Let's get on down the court.
Or just cover the kids' ears. Do something. But we talk about, the NFL, the NBA. We talk about, baseball. Just, it's as of yesterday, as of this week, that the Big Ten, and I found out also that the ACC are not doing non-conference games. They're only doing conference.
This is just the beginning.
Games with
that was so long ago. Quarantine started, 6 months ago today, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how I feel about that.
Most Americans just decided the virus is over.
What's your take on that? How do you feel?
The only thing that most are hoping is that they will be willing to, hopefully if the cases go down, maybe look at that again. Because I think initially, I like Michael Thomas a lot too. He's had 1,000-yard years all 4 of his years in the NFL, and I think he has potential to be the best to ever do it. But I need him to, and it also causes. But DeAndre and Julio Jones have both in their first
round 1 of the receivers.
They would have all 1,000-yard years. So that's a lot of promise for Michael Thomas. But I need you to be on the bench 5 years just so I can see if you can rise to the challenge after maybe some adversity. Things might happen, which leads me to Julio versus DeAndre. I'm going with Julio Jones, the 6'3", 200
yes,
He's from Alabama. I like the fact that he's bigger than DeAndre. Quarterbacks love bigger targets that can run like the small guys. DeAndre ran a 4.57 at the combine, and then Julio clocked a 4.39. Now,
The alien.
don't get me wrong.
That's break it down.
Death Valley, Memorial Stadium, wherever you want to call it.
Alien.
But I did look up, and I saw that when you get down to the catch percentage, I was expecting DeAndre to have a higher catch percentage just because I like to think of him as the hands guy. But he actually has a 60.3% reception rate, I guess you'd say. Meanwhile, Julio is at 63.7%. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with
That
Julio.
boy Matt do it like that?
That's
Those numbers.
No, stats.
Right.
Yeah,
Right there.
Now,
A little smart, little sprinkle.
show me the list of Houston quarterbacks that he played with prior to Deshaun Watson.
Okay,
we got
T.
Mike Warrior. We got T.J. Yates. We got Matt
Who's
Schaub.
that?
All of which are guys that you would never.
I need my 1v1 with Teach, by the way.
These are all career backs.
Yeah.
Julio Jones has played with a better quarterback, an all-pro level quarterback, an MVP quarterback for the entirety of his career.
Did you watch that game last night?
Tell me why Julio Jones only leads DeAndre Hopkins by 3 touchdowns. Hopkins is at 54 in 2 less seasons and worst quarterback play.
He is shaking the
Julio Jones is at
room.
57.
Nah, for real.
Hey, look, I love Julio Jones because Julio Jones can get down the field. He can make a lot of deep
He's
ball
ready to
catches.
go back
He has a
there.
lot of yards. But you know what?
Well, I need my.
Same way about him that I feel about Michael Thomas.
D-Hop and Kyler now.
Y'all, I need touchdowns. How can you continuously be the best receiver? How can you be the best receiver in the game if you can't give me double-digit touchdowns? At least
What if
every.
he's
The
open
scheme.
and then they don't throw it to him? That's not his job as a receiver. All he can do is make a catch.
Period.
I'm saying
I still need my 1v1 with him, though. I
Ryan
need my
Stat line.
ones.
I'm looking how many touchdowns Ryan's throwing per year. It's hard for me to justify why Julio Jones can't give me 10 touchdowns a year. At least 8. Give me 80. But Julio's got years where he's giving me 5. But he's giving me 1,800 yards, but he's only giving me 5 touchdowns. But you know what stat I'd rather have more than the other? I'd rather get into the end zone.
Oof.
Julio Jones has all the physical.
I got to get down the field first, ain't it?
But the greatest receiver of all time isn't the most athletic guy. Jerry Rice is the greatest receiver of all time, and he isn't on anybody's top 5 athletes to ever grace the field.
With my personal opinion, I think it is LeBron James because of everything that he brings.
Oh, this was so funny.
Dylan and Matt, I'm hoping you're gonna change the tide here and go towards Jordan.
Sterling, you go first, bro.
I love LeBron James. He's a great man on the court, off the court. You know, he got everything going for him. You know, in the bubble. But Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
No.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan. He's still, I think, the only man with 3 3-peats in a row. You know, he can count the baseball season or not. That's an amazing feat. People say he played the Jazz. They won 66 games. All they do is win 4 more, and they would have been champions. But you can say Michael Jordan stopped
Michael
Johnson.
Discredit the
world.
man.
And then with LeBron James, I just can't get over the 2011 series with the Dallas Mavericks. I cannot let that go with his 4 points in the fourth quarter self. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
That boy jumped me on this one, didn't you?
I can't do it.
I have to step in on that one because you say the
Where did
founder.
that come from?
Okay, so you say
This is when you guys were literally hopping out of your seats to try and get in. Couldn't even take it.
No, jumping me this day. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, you was a smooth, like,
as
you was
overall,
5
as far as
versus 1.
what he had to become. In my personal opinion, I feel like
Even Matt couldn't come to your rescue, and he was supposed to.
Yeah, I was like, y'all know too much about this for me.
Nobody. Exactly my point. LeBron had nobody. The closest he probably had.
Y'all gotta watch DK, bro. DK,
Nobody.
A good coach. Was
That
there?
is it.
And Tyronn Lue is decent, but as far as a good coach,
Turn into the coaching debate
all
all the time. We had the discussion.
Come on now. I mean,
Look.
look at the embodiment of a player and what he can do.
I was ready to implode.
I feel like this. If you were to put
Sterling speechless.
Michael Jordan on the bummiest,
It's like he always holding back something too. Like
Yeah.
Where?
he just be like,
in they win that
I'm about to hit him with this one.
I'm gonna let you finish, but
team in the NBA at that time, and he would have got you that 6.
And what they say about Stephen A, you're wrong, and here's why.
That if you put him on the hardest team in Cleveland Cavaliers, he gonna get you to the finals. It has been proven ever since he has been in the league. So, and then going to Kobe Ernest, I got
Everyone in the crowd's like,
In about 25 minutes from now, 22 teams in the NBA bubble down in Orlando, 13 in the West, 9 in the East. If the 9 seed is if the 9 seed is within
Emma.
the 8 seed, that's where
struggled there.
go. But Matt, I want to start with you. Give me your favorite in the bubble and your biggest sleeper pick for that 8 seed in the West.
All right, so favorite team, I'm going with I feel like the Lakers are coming out the West, but I like the Clippers a lot. Although Lou Williams, I understand going to get the they look advertising, but
It's looking too good for you, Matt.
I'm about to go get a
But all that to say, I want to see the Clippers win it, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers come out of the West, and obviously Milwaukee coming out of the East.
Obviously. That is what he said.
Hey, but they made me $50, so we good to go. Like, whenever Middleton made that shot, I cashed in. Found me a sucker.
That didn't age well at all.
Money is all that matters. I got the money.
I feel like I want to go.
Shout out Middleton for that. We appreciate you.
So that's my pick. It's tough for me between the Trailblazers.
Toronto too.
I don't think the Pelicans can do it. It's tough for me between the Trailblazers and
right about the Pelicans.
Memphis, but I'm going to go ahead and pick the Trailblazers just because they have a lot more playoff experience.
Chris, I want to focus on the Pelicans a little bit. How much is riding on Zion here? He had to leave the bubble because of undisclosed family emergency. He came back in just days ago. He may or may not start tonight. Pelicans have the easiest schedule in the bubble. They're fighting for that 8 seed.
What did I say for this?
What do you think it's going to come down to for them?
I feel like I don't trust the Pelicans. I say that.
You don't trust them.
I hate y'all. I hate y'all.
They're a more veteran style team, and they got some guys. The Pelicans are just a bunch of young guys who are.
I had to hit myself to get it out.
Great basketball players. When it come time to come down to playoff time, none of them have that. They don't have that on their resume. So
why is it raining right now?
In Memphis, it's a little bit different. So for them riding on Zion, man, that 19 games is not enough. It's not enough to.
That aged well.
It did.
So, 19 games, he dropped, 23 points per game? So, something like that. I mean.
And he only got 1 vote for Rookie of the Year, right? That kind of surprised me.
Yeah. He shouldn't even got that vote. I don't know who voted him.
It's definitely going to be something.
It's always going to be one.
And that's
why somebody wouldn't even
Shaq
was the
unanimous
MVP.
Yeah.
Sterling, going to you. Let's talk about the East a little bit. I feel like a lot of the debate and the picks and the favorites are coming out of the West. What do you see from the East, and who do you see besides the Bucks as maybe a team that's being slept on right now?
This aged well too.
Miami Heat.
Yeah, it did.
Who that is like Juan, not Milk? Oh man.
I can't understand why.
That fool just said age like wine, not milk. I ain't never heard that before.
Okay, we play the Bucks. I feel we match up. Not even about the Bucks, just any team in the Eastern Conference. I feel like we match up with any team in the Eastern Conference as best as you possibly can. Do we have shooters? Yes. Do we have
anything Sterling talks about with the Heat pretty much aged well.
Yeah, I know.
Who do you guys think? Sterling, what do you think? Heat and what?
That can match up from 1 to 5.
Heat and 6. And Boston's bench sucks.
The Sixers, the Raptors.
If Kemba's good though, I think it goes 7.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't be off.
We picked up Jay Crowder and Andre Iguodala right before this whole thing hit.
There's nothing more that I would love to see than Houston go back to the World Series.
We're talking about the Astros.
Yeah, I would love to see it. But yeah, I think this is really testing everybody's next man up approach. And obviously, hopefully nobody gets sick or whatever, gets injured. But then, let's say you go down, somebody has to be ready to go and keep moving like nothing's happened. So if you have the next man up approach, we're going to figure it out. It also might throw off some people's routines here because you never know who's going to get sick, who can get injured and stuff like that. So we'll see in the coming weeks. But, now that you brought that to my attention, I would love nothing more to see Houston in the World Series.
More.
I never said
That man wanted to fight to start that day.
I did see today, I don't remember the source, but everybody's talking, and Bregman especially, about how they're going to prove everybody wrong this year, that they weren't cheating, they can still hit. Got to give some credit to his Spurs pick. Spurs have gone up, Pelicans have gone way down.
Oh, this is
Well,
funny.
let's shift today to the East. The Wizards have actually fallen into 10th place. Charlotte Hornets have gone up to 9, even though they are not in the bubble.
Hey, Chris, the team did something. You see that better when they don't play.
No, for real.
NBA bubble.
I just want to know how Charlotte. Wow. Okay. Well, anyway, my favorite out the East. I'm gonna have to go with the Heat, and I'm gonna have to go with the. Oh my God! I'm gonna have to go with the Raptors as well. Seeing those past couple of games, seeing Lowry step up, seeing Fred Van Vliet stepped up, made me reassured that they're still a championship team. They're still ready.
So as the NBA is coming down to the last little bit of games, we have our playoffs coming up. So Rick Quan, I just wanted to start off with you about what do you think, what teams do you believe are the underdogs in the playoffs? Do you see as seeking playoffs?
Teams I see as the underdogs will probably be the Miami Heat, the Boston Celtics coming out of the East, and
look at that smile. Look at that smile, don't you?
That's my only surprise.
That's pretty good.
The reason I say the Nuggets just because those guys, they haven't really played that well.
Would we call the Nuggets the underdogs, though?
Yeah, as a team.
Yeah.
Gary Harris and
Kinda.
out, so
Behind the Lakers and the Clippers, maybe even the Rockets.
Sports coming along, so that's gonna be a scary team to mess with. And then in the East, Miami Heat, they do defensively.
If the Nuggets win again, they'll be the only team down 3-1 in both series to come back.
Then the Boston Celtics, they're just gonna do what they do. Long as Tatum gonna keep progressing as he get older, and long as he keep doing that, they're gonna be championship contenders.
Why did you bring up the Heat? You done got Sterling started.
Sterling, any comments based on that?
I could have went on all day about that one.
I don't want to go about this. Okay. Well, for the Jerry Jones part, he just needs to not be the owner anymore. That'll solve everything. But that's just my personal opinion. I won't dive too much into that. That man might be my boss. So that's it. But as far as from a league perspective, I think what it all could boil down to is it's management. You got to hire the right people that are going to do the right things. And you got to have people who are.
Yeah, this was a good topic.
Just about football. It's bigger than football. It's bigger than basketball. It's bigger than soccer. It's about the people who play it. It's about the people who manage it.
Bigger than black and white.
What are you doing to create an environment that is suitable for everyone?
What?
And not just so much.
I don't know what he just said.
The little baby song, bro.
You on it now.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I feel like the NBA does a really good job of making sure everybody is not only included, but everybody is accepted.
Auburn's nice. And I know that they have the money and the boosters and everything else
looking
back up.
We look like we are tired.
Every year.
We like we've been through it.
Like we haven't.
This was a tough day, I guess.
Sunday before,
Yeah, it was all day.
before the game or something like that.
Oh, okay.
That was the new protocol that they came out with, but who knows?
Mr. Chris Lyles Senior, I think that aspect in this.
I love.
You
my dad did this because this was lit.
We all want to hear your aspect and what you think your opinion is on this topic.
Well, thank you very much. I'm not as old to have watched Muhammad Ali in his
See,
prime.
that man lied. He said he used to watch Muhammad Ali, but it's cool.
But I do, first of all, appreciate you all.
He didn't want to age himself on live radio.
Today. As I thought about the topic, I actually will have to side with Mike Tyson, and here's why. Now,
everybody looks so before like what?
Wait.
In regards to Muhammad Ali, exceptional athlete.
I got that Max smirk going on.
Political and social hate him. In fact, he's the great. He's the GOAT. Take nothing away.
That's it.
But here's why I go with Mike Tyson. The reason we're talking strictly boxing now. We're not talking about anything outside the ring. We're talking if we stay in the ring. The reason I go with Mike Tyson, and of course, if we're talking dispensations in certain eras. So,
why all the dudes got the same mannerisms? We all just kind of rubbing the same.
I swear.
On the crux of winning his first championship, boxing championship, unifying the belts. This is
Jalen look like he in timeout.
Yeah, with the wall.
This is the reason I give Mike Tyson
straight.
The edge.
Julian, that's how your wall used to look.
During that period of time when Mike Tyson fought, he had a certain fear that drove him, a fear of his opponent that literally unleashed him like a pit bull. Now, although,
Your dad has such a calming presence.
4, 5, 7 rounds.
I'll give him that.
Muhammad Ali was absolutely the ring master that could take you.
My dad last night was doing
P90X. There was something about the way Mike Tyson approached his opponent.
Why Matt look like he about to fall asleep?
The model years because he used fear as that driver. I'm not talking about the Mike Tyson when he hooked up with Don King and started to get arrogant and thought that people would just.
Y'all look like we really sitting there in class, really.
Hey, Matt look upset, like the teacher supposed to call on him or something.
When he comes to the ring, they would say they would see literally emptiness in his eyes. And there was nothing that they could reach or grab hold to try to intimidate him.
Brother, you held that same position for the past 2 minutes in this whole thing.
I be thinking, Bo. All right, what am I to say this? How am I to respond to this one?
The fear factor, because he used that as his medicine. He used that as his tool. And again, not the arrogant Mike. I'm talking about the fearful Mike that literally stepped into the ring and fought for his life. I think that's a different animal that Muhammad Ali never faced before.
Yeah,
George
fight for their life. Yeah,
Norton had power. A lot of the other opponents that fought with power, Muhammad Ali could box his way through it. But there was something about that Mike Tyson, that particular Mike Tyson, that I don't think the champ.
I swear it sounds like my dad telling the story.
I'm gonna say this before I get to Sterling because I know Sterling want to get some.
He's ecstatic right now.
Oh my God!
I slept on the Heat, and I mean, I said this a while. It's like episode 6 or 7. I was like, you know what? I got to give it Sterling.
I was ready to go.
If they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, they will not surpass the Celtics. I will say that.
Oh, I stand by that.
That is a whole different. They have I know Sterling preaches, having depth in the pitch position. Better depth.
Okay, now I digress with when I said that. I don't know. It don't have to be the start 5, honestly, with this.
Did y'all see Grant Williams game 7?
I digress with that one.
Celtics. Only thing is, Jimmy got to go up against Jaylen Brown, and I'm not saying that to say.
I feel like that's gonna be a good matchup. It's gonna be better than you think.
It will be a good matchup.
When it starts,
so it's like Jim Butler.
Tomorrow.
Thank you.
Himself.
Who's Smart gonna be against?
Now,
Dragic, the high Kimber.
Oh yeah.
You still got to guard Gordon Hayward. You still got to guard Kimber Walker. And
Is Hayward have a concrete date set?
Exactly.
To be 6'1" and the way he can move. So I'm like,
that'll be huge.
All I'm saying, Sterling, I see y'all beating the Bucks. I see it. I don't see y'all. That's the Eastern Conference Finals.
Look, this was after it was up 2-0, by the way.
But I just
yeah.
So I got one word only.
Oh my God.
Jimmy!
Oh my God.
Let's get started real quick with this.
I can't believe that fool did that on air.
I've been trying to tell y'all this in the group chat for the last months. Who's talking to Giannis and
why did I do that?
Heat it up for him.
Oh my God.
And I said, consistently, we're a basketball team that we get to the last 4 minutes of the game and we're close to the Bucks. Jimmy is going to close the game because he's a human bucket.
He's decent.
A human bucket. So,
no robotics.
We got the game one, and we know what happened the last 3 minutes. Jimmy launched about 2 3-pointers, had a fadeaway, was looking like Michael Jordan out there for the last 2 minutes of the game. Put up 40.
I'm looking like you just compare Jim Butler to Michael Jordan.
If we beat Bucks by
Did you see them last 2 minutes?
that's ridiculous. Now,
We're not there yet.
I about had a heart attack because we tried to sell the game. It was up by 9 with a minute 30 left, and just I don't know what we started doing. But bottom line, we deserved to win the game. It was the better team for 47 minutes, and it was because of these 3 things: transition defense, and the Bucks' inability to knock down shots. The Bucks hit 7 3-pointers to our 14.
Giannis out here unfollowing teammates on Instagram.
Giannis, he had 29 points. Scoring the basketball, but it's kicking out the shooters that don't want to shoot. Because literally, you're watching the game. Giannis kicks it out. Shooter, pump fakes, pass another body.
You guys think Giannis stays?
Our defense is rotating and
I think he
rebound
does.
recovered.
I would be surprised if he does or doesn't.
Owner better open up that wallet and pay somebody to come play with him.
Yeah, that's what I think if they get somebody, I think it'll be like AD and LeBron. I think he'll be fine.
We got 4 different guys.
You see he Chris Paul to Milwaukee?
Yeah, I heard about that too.
Defenders that Giannis is
Chris Paul.
on the other end of the court is Chris Middleton, an elite defender. Tyler Hero's a bucket, by the way. Is Eric Bledsoe a reliable player?
Tyler Hero's so underrated. Same with
Bruce Arians is
what's the guy's name from Michigan? Duncan Robinson. Duncan Robinson, so good.
My boy Duncan.
NFL history. And if James Winston still couldn't figure out a way to take care of the ball, then he ain't gonna take care of the ball with Sean Payton.
This age.
I just
disrespect.
Unaware. What the world?
Oh my God, this conversation.
I look like I done seen Jesus in case.
You got a white shirt on too.
Oh my God.
Yes. Yes.
Going to heaven. Oh my God.
The year before he won the championship.
Matt said he was riled up. I can talk about that.
I completely disagree with both of y'all. He's gonna have a resurgence. He's gonna sit behind him.
Yeah, Matt, I was with you on this.
Broken hand or something too.
You got out 3 seasons and you got eye
Chris,
and you got eye problems? I'm legally blind. I cannot see.
No, for real.
So that is not the interceptions. But at the same
Still
time,
threw 5,000 yards.
He's going to surge this year. He's going to sit under him, and he'll be ready to go. Y'all sleeping on
You just messed up the whole argument.
Man.
That was a strong debate there.
I needed it.
Eye surgery. He had to get eye surgery.
Hey, James Winston could have did what Tom Brady did last night. No doubt.
You ain't bothered. Hey, cool. I can't see. You think I could go ahead and get some goggles or some surgery or something? Dude, what?
I can't see.
Disrespectful. Get him out of here.
Man said he couldn't see.
That's it, folks.
That's it. That was lit. I like that.
Oh.
That was fun.
That was fun.
So how'd you guys enjoy it?
Honestly,
I don't like hearing ourselves talk, but I thought we touched on some good points.
Yeah, that's true.
And see our predictions of things and then see how everything plays out later to go back and be like, ooh, that's what you said, right?
Nah, for real.
Got the receipts.
Earlier with the Miami Heat, that man, like, he was hitting on some good points. I mean, it's the Heat, but it's whatever.
Hey. Where the Charlotte Hornets at?
First off, hold on.
Hot take.
You can't compare the two.
Where's Charlotte at, though? That's my
question. You can't compare the two. You can't do that, man.
Man, y'all been rebuilding for like 10 years.
Look, your GOAT been up there in office messing stuff up, but it's whatever.
Look, I say he's the greatest player of all time, not the greatest owner of all time.
Maybe one day, someday.
The greatest owner of all time is Jerry Buss.
I heard somebody said a really good point, though. They say it's one thing to win a championship team, it's another one to pay one. And I don't know if how things are working in Charlotte, they really wouldn't spend that kind of money to necessarily create that best team. Seems like more of a transition city. I think most times, like guys like Colin Cowherd call it a smaller big market team, but like we'll lead the championship to the people in Boston and LA and all those other places.
But see, Boston market not as big either. They just draft well. Or I mean,
no, but the Boston fan base is just unreal for every single sport they have.
That's a fact.
And they don't expect anything but playoffs and championships.
I think CBS or ESPN or whoever, I think they said Boston is the #1 city with the most sport championships.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. I don't think LA was behind. I think it was like, I mean, no, LA might have been behind. Never mind. I take that back.
Gotta be LA.
That makes sense. Yeah, the New England, the Patriots and the Red Sox in the 2000s, and then the Celtics back in the 60s and the 70s when they won however many in a row.
Yeah.
Boston Bruins too in hockey.
Yeah,
I don't know why I knew that, but
yeah.
I was say, how in the heck did you know that? But Charlotte, we expect anything but championships. So if we
rebuilding seasons.
Look, the Cam almost got us there.
Jake Long did too.
Hey, look, had all my boy had what's his name, Gettleman. All he did was pay Steve Smith. Could have had one, 2015.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, thanks.
Yeah, Cam thought about the Ted Ginn as his #1 option. He made Greg Olsen too, but he made Ted Ginn a lot of money for the next couple years.
Where's Greg at now? Greg Olsen.
Seattle.
Seattle.
And he scored a little touchdown yesterday too.
Oh, he did. Okay.
He looks good. Yeah. He looks
good.
good.
My Super Bowl picture looked beautiful yesterday on Atlanta.
Where's Jimmy Graham?
What is Jimmy Graham?
In the Raiders?
Nah.
If we don't know, it's not a good sign.
The last time I heard of Jimmy Graham, he was with the Packers.
He's with the Bears.
Every single team.
He's with the who?
The Chicago Bears.
Interesting.
Playing with Trubisky.
Y'all seen Jimmy G about ended George Kittle's career yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he sucks. Jesus.
Jimmy G sucks?
Yes, he sucks.
I don't know about suck. I would say he just made a error on a play, but
yeah. I think he made an error or something. I don't think he sucks, Sterling. What?
I don't think he's good. I don't think he's that good.
We gonna tap into that in season 2.
Yeah. So
I don't think he's that good.
Let's do it.
All right, y'all. It was real fun to give a good recap of season 1. So thank you guys again who've been supporting us through the whole season 10 episodes. We have a lot for you guys. Season 2 coming up. Once again, SportsCasters is sponsored by Official Dev Music and Rel's Revenge. We want to give a shout out to Emma Houghton, who got a new job, and we're so happy for you for your future endeavors through SportsCasters. Please stay in touch, and we can't wait to see you guys in season 2.
Tell us live. Yeah, I am the king of the E. Hey, get it through like the DJ. Yeah.